What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Deck Talking Devil, coming to you again here on YouTube from Birmingham, Alabama, on another gloomy, rainy day. Man, I don't know where you guys are and how the weather is. I think I just heard that Texas was hit by a tornado last night over into the morning. Tragic after everything that they've gone through recently with natural disaster, power outages, and things of that sort. Really need to be sending up some power, cosmic power, ashe, for those guys down there in Texas. Here in Alabama, it's just been rainy for the last 5 days or so. Nothing but clouds and rain. Had a somewhat decent day yesterday, but back to the rain again we go. Drinking on strawberry lager. Still reading this book that I was reading yesterday. What every Christian should know about the Quran. And that book is by Dr. James White. I started reading another book last night too about the myth of Hitler's Pope. This is actually a book refuting a book written by Cornwell back in like 99 or something, that was entitled Hitler's Pope. And supposedly it drew a lot of correlations between the Pope at the time. Maybe it was Pius XII, Pope Pius XII, or Innocent XII, I can't remember, one of those fucking popes. But it drew a lot of correlations between that particular pope at the time and Adolf Hitler, saying that he was an enabler with Adolf Hitler and helped facilitate the punishment and persecution of the Jews and things of that nature. The book that I'm reading is rebutting Cornwell's book. So this guy's in defense of the Pope at the time and the Catholic Church on par. So I really don't give a damn, because you can defend the Catholic Church and the Pope on that issue concerning the Jews, but now you got to retroact that and defend them also concerning their stance on slavery and the things that was done to condone slavery. I like to read both sides of the story. I like to hear both sides of the argument so that I can come to unbiased conclusions at the end of my research. In the comment section, tell me what you guys have been reading. What kind of research have you been doing? What have you been looking into here lately? I want this to be a two-way street where it's not just me talking, but it's you guys talking and sharing your experiences as well. So down in the comment section below, after you hit that like button, go down in the comment section and let me know what books, what material, what articles, what subject matter you've been researching lately so that we can have a discussion. What I wanted to talk to you about today is meditation. Meditation. If you meditate, put that in the comment section below. If you meditate on a regular basis, let me know in the comment section. Yes, I meditate. Do it often, do it every day, once a month, whatever you do. If you've never meditated, never tried it, let me know that as well. If you're brand spanking new to meditation, put that in the comment section and let me know. Now, the last category of people is those who tried it and didn't really get anything out of it, so I stopped. If that's you, put that in the comment section below. Look, I've been meditating now for about 5 years. So, of course, I'm no expert. It's guys who devote entire lifetime to meditation. And so 5 years may sound like a long time to some people, but for some it's not. You have to remember, about 5 years ago, I was a Christian pastor. We really didn't get into meditation. Maybe Psalms 1 and 1. In thy law do I meditate both day and night. That was my mantra back then. So I really didn't get into meditation until about 5 years ago. But I've really had some great experiences doing meditation. Now, what is meditation? Is it where you just kind of sit somewhere quiet and chill to relax? It is. That's part of it. You have to have a good ambience. Some people, though, I know people who can meditate in like a crowded area, a noisy area. They can still meditate. They can zone out and go within themselves and have a moment of bliss and peace, serenity. They can do that. Some of us get distracted very easily. Yeah, that's you. Get distracted very easily. And so we need to kind of stow away, get a very quiet place, something comfortable, relaxing, but not something that's necessarily going to put you to sleep, and do our meditation that way. Now, I've tried sitting in like lotus position and various positions. I tried sitting in seance stance. Seance comes from when I did martial arts. I took Shotokan, Wado-ryu, Shito-ryu as well, Jiu-Jitsu. But when I was taking martial arts, you had to sit in seance, and so you kind of sat on the tops of your feet with your on your knees and the tops of your feet flat to the floor, and kind of set back on your legs that way. So I've tried meditation in a chair, sitting in a chair doing my meditation. I've tried numerous ways. Also doing yoga. It was a meditation that we did, kind of like a calm down stage of the yoga exercise, where you lay flat on the floor with one hand over your heart and the other hand over your navel area, and you did a meditation that way. That one was actually pretty good. Some of the best meditation that I've had, though, has been when I experience with different breathing patterns. Now, you may know about a lot of different breathing techniques to tap into an altered state of consciousness and things of that nature. Things where you're doing stuff like the sit numb. You're doing that with certain breathing patterns. Fire breaths, alternating breathing from the nose, using the opposite hand coming across, blocking one nostril, breathing out the other one, and keep rotating doing that. It's a lot of different techniques. It's a lot of stuff out there when you get into meditation. So I've tried a lot of them. One of the best experiences I ever had was doing deep breathing when I'd inhale and take that breath all the way down to the lower abdomen, and I hold it during the time while I was not inhaling or exhaling. All right, whether that was after an exhale and I waited as long as possible to inhale another breath, or after I've inhaled and completely saturated my lungs with oxygen, I held it as long as I could before I took another breath. It was in between the moments of inhalation and exhalation where I had this transcendental experience and actually got some terrific results. It was in between breaths when I was neither inhaling nor exhaling. The moment in between. The moment when the functions of the body is on pause so that the soul can be. Okay, not dealing with the ruach, not dealing with the spirit, but talking about the soul. All right, that's not dependent upon breathing. It was something in that moment that was transcendental and took me somewhere else. I had a moment of peace and tranquility like I've never had, but it was in between inhalation and exhalation. What was your most vivid memory or most pleasant experience doing meditation? What were you doing to get the best results? Since then, I've kind of played around with different techniques. And what I find works best for me is in the afternoon, I'll come home, maybe do a video, read a book, work out, and maybe take a nap. Before I take the nap, maybe 30 minutes prior, when I lay down, I'll put on some kind of maybe binaural beat, some kind of guided meditation, something of that nature, lay in the bed, and because this is my understanding of what's happening, right or wrong, my understanding, my experience. Because my body is expecting to take the nap, it's already in shutdown mode. And I find it's easier to still the mind, to still the mind so that I can focus on my thoughts. When you get into meditation, you hear a lot of people saying you have to quiet the mind and still the mind and things of this nature. Look, you can never, until you die, quiet the mind. It can never be completely still either. So when I say still the mind, what I'm saying is have your thoughts to where they're coming in as still frames instead of a cinematic film. Okay? So your mind's bombarded with thoughts because you're laying there, and so all of these thoughts get regurgitated from your subconscious back up to your conscious, and you start playing these thoughts through. When I say still the mind, it's try to isolate frame by frame every thought that floods your mind. I don't want you to ignore the thoughts. Don't think that the thoughts are coming as a distraction. This is part of the meditation. To meditate on the things that the subconscious is raising to the conscious level of thought, to be observed, but not judged. Observe each frame. Observe each thought without judging the thought. In other words, you lay down, just got off work, you're laying there doing your meditation, sitting in your chair, however you do your meditation, and you think about an instance that happened at work that maybe wasn't pleasant. Maybe a boss reprimanded you for something. Maybe you had to give somebody the business. Whatever. Maybe you were overworked. You asked for a raise and get it. Whatever situation that during your conscious state you had negative emotions attached to it and judged it as a negative experience. Now that you're laying here meditating, this thought reemerges. I want you to freeze that frame and remove the judgment from the experience and just observe the experience with no judgment of it being negative or good. Observe it. Allow it to be. Allow it to be without judgment. At the moment that you judge it, you pronounce finality on it. You conclude the matter because judgment has already been issued or rendered. In a courtroom, once the verdict has been rendered, case is closed. That's it. The judgment has been given. Same thing with meditation. If you have these thoughts and you start pronouncing judgment on the thoughts, instead of just observing the thoughts as what they were with no judgment attached, then you degrade the experience. All right. And this state of degradation brings with it negative biochemical results, negative spiritual effects, emotional ramifications, and things of that nature. So try to practice allowing the thoughts. Don't think that because you're trying to meditate, you shouldn't have any thoughts. Bullshit. As long as you're alive, you'll have thoughts. Meditation's no difference. But what you want to do different doing meditation is to steal each thought. Freeze the frame. Instead of having a cinematic movie, a film of thoughts just flooding your mind, every time one comes, pause it and view it. Observe it. This is the observer. All right? Observe the thought with no judgment. See if you can do that. I've had some of my best experiences doing this technique. Also, mindfulness helps me enter into a state of meditation. Pay attention to your breath. Be mindful. Be aware. Every time you breathe, follow the breath as it's drawn into your nostrils. Feel the air as it's in contact with your nostrils. Feel it as it goes through your nasal passage, down your airways, into your lungs. Feel it. Be aware of it the whole way in and the whole way out. Be mindful of it. All right. These techniques have helped me tremendously doing meditation. So when you meditate, I like to compare it to maybe invocation versus evocation. Evocation is summoning an entity to you, kind of like what we do in prayer. Oh Lord, oh Allah, the merciful, the benevolent, you know, all of this. You're calling upon some entity to you, to come to you. Evocation. This is not prayer. This is invocation. This is becoming a medium for the entities, the spirit, the soul that's already present within you to now take the wheel, to manifest, to reveal itself, to show you something, to unlock Akashic records, to go through past life regressions, things of that nature. So when I'm meditating, this is my goal. I'm going within for answers, invocation. I'm not trying to summon some entity to me to assist me, which is evocation. This is why I meditate. This is how I meditate. And it tremendously impacts my mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual state in a positive way. Because I remove the judgment of experiences, because I visualize situations and I freeze frame and observe the experience with no judgment. Because I'm mindful of the breath, I practice different deep breathing techniques and fire breaths and things of that nature. I have great experiences during meditation. Some people don't. Find what works for you. One thing I'll caution you on, though, is using these binaural beats. Anytime you look into meditation, especially on YouTube, you're going to see a lot of binaural beats. When you get to understand the frequencies and how the frequencies have been changed, and you get into things like 432 hertz, you have to realize this. What's being proposed or presented to us as 432 hertz is not. You have to tune equipment to get real 432 hertz. You can download different tuners on your iPhone from the App Store. I don't know what it's called on an Android, Google Play or something. But you can download different tuning apps and things of that nature, which can help you tune like instruments and things to actually produce the actual 432 hertz frequency. All right. So be careful using these binaural beats, because a lot of times, most of the time, the frequencies that they're saying it is being heard is not the actual frequency. So you have to be careful. That is important. Frequencies are very important when you get into the metaphysics and spiritual stuff, crystals, earthing, things of that nature. You'll understand that frequencies, sound is important. Light is nothing but manifested or visible sound. It's vibrations, perturbations of a field. So these field perturbations present visible effects. It's nothing but visible sound. So sound is very important. Very important. So really pay attention to those binaural beats and different frequencies. They can assist you. Burning certain candles and things like Palo Santos, maybe burning sage. Whatever it is you do, set the stage, clear the energy, prepare yourself mentally to enter into meditation and see what kind of results you get. Try some of these techniques and also share some of your techniques with us as well in the comment section below and let me know what kind of results you get. This has been the Deck Talking Devil. Until next time, keep smoking, my friend.